RoX-TV.
Roller coasting, the niggas stay low. Pouring up Jaeger at the show, get through. Taking bottles to the face, call me Lil Mo. Drunker than the mud, but I could take a little more. Rock fell through, burned up the eighth. Knox fell through, burned up the eighth. EG fell through, burned up the
you're treating the smoking weed like it's snacks. Don't forget how dope that is. People think about it, you're treating your friends like they're snacks. Come on, get out of here. Get out of here.
They call him Foul Mouth. It may be the fact that he smokes Black and Milds, or is it his lyrics are not suitable for children? Whatever it is, he's got the golden touch for making beats and mixing tracks.
During this air shit, I'm burning up pair of sticks. Crucifix, you can get a fucking knife to your chugger. Smother ya, lose my tilt, shoot your bitch, I'm a psycho. Sick man, throwing like a big your wife, so shit bags, what she needs for survival. Quick bags, I'm about to drink bad life.
I was already recording Bango. We had already had our process going. He had a fan killer session where he showed them some shit. He told Gordy, I'd already always wanted to fuck with Gordy. He told Gordy I wanted to fuck with him, so eventually me and Gordy talked. And then Gordy came up with an idea. We should sit down and do a project one day and call Herojuana and do a bunch of dope ass tracks about smoking bud. Cool. So we planned on a Sunday once. They came through. They were writing verses in 20 minutes. I was recording them, knocking these tracks out an hour at a time, hour and a half. I mean, we knocked out 6 songs in 7 hours. I did 4 out of 6 of the beats the night before. So we didn't have to like play games with selecting beats or nothing because I got the grooves the night before. So right when they got here, first 4 beats I played, they rocked. So it made it really easy to get that shit done. I just had to be quick about recording. We knocked the bitch out one day, we put it out that Friday after doing it Sunday. Then we did like a release party a week after. Like not like a release party, but like a quick show over at the old Miami and shit. It was cool. I was in like 2000, 2001. I was in high school and I knew this cat named Joe Lopez. And it's him and my boys from high school. That's all I wanted to do was freestyle all the time. And I didn't really consider myself a rapper. I had already, at all, I wouldn't have ever thought I was gonna spit. I had already bought like a Zoom rhythm track, a fucking Boss. It was a whack little fucking drum machine. I was already dabbling in music. I already knew I wanted to make some shit. But I just wasn't ready yet. But these cats wouldn't stop freestyling, that's all I wanted to do. So eventually, I joined in, and after about 6 months of freestyling all the fucking time, I looked up and shit I was getting good. It was unplanned, you know, you don't just go, oh, I'm a rap and be dope at it. I think that you kind of got to find a niche during some point to think that it's alright to do it. And that, for me, that's what it was, is I just started freestyling. I started going everywhere freestyling, trying to battle people. Everything. I was always taught you gotta, MCs freestyle. If you're gonna freestyle, you weren't an MC. That's what I was always told when I was younger. I don't freestyle, so look at it differently now. The younger cats and the older cats are on the same page. At our age, freestyling is off the top of your head. At least that's how I always see it, you know what I mean? So I was always told you gotta, I thought I was just gonna grab the mic and freestyle all my verses. It took me a minute, I had to learn my process. I started rapping like 2001, 2002. I started getting serious in like 2003, going to studios and shit when I was 19. And recording at so many studios, making whack tracks, because you gotta start somewhere. I had to make these whack tracks so I could learn from them and get good at my craft and do it correctly. I was already good at freestyling, but I wasn't there as a recording artist. It took a couple years. My dude Jimbo Slice, I was over here, I met him back in like 2002. We hooked up at Aztec in 2003, 2004. And when I hooked up with him, that changed a lot for me because he was doing this thing. And he was the one cat from this area downriver that we were like, whoa, this dude's dope. He's got tracks with Chino XL, he did tracks with Rugged Man. He was doing his thing. And he kind of took me under his wing. I learned a lot from him. And it's still my dude. We're doing his album right now. From 2006, 2007, my dude Jimbo Slice, we hooked up with his cousin Tony Rizzo. He used to work over at Studio A. He worked under Todd. He's super good engineer. He's my engineer. And I engineer for other people. That's my engineer. When we hooked up with him, I changed everything because his sound was so good. We've been going to JP Studios for years. Once we got with him, we finally started getting the sound we needed, you know? So tracks were just turning out so much better. Shit started popping. I put together this group, the Bash Brothers. I did with my dude PhD, my man Nori. And that was like my basic for getting into the Detroit scene, like 06, 07. I started getting shows with regular cats. We started getting accepted a little bit. You know what I mean? You got big dudes. You gotta do your thing. You gotta make good tracks. If you don't get no credit. You know, you don't deserve it. Some people go online and they have their 40, 50 friends buff them up, and it looks bigger than what it is. And people start following garbage because that's just the way shit works. But Detroit got paid dues. Realistically, if you want people to respect you. And coming up in them years, you know, I battled out in Scribble Jam in 2007. Did alright, could have did better. I got a crib over this way. I put out an album with a group called JFK. You can look that shit up online. It's look it up on Bandcamp actually. That's a good project. It's JFK 313 at Bandcamp. I put that album out in 2012 with a couple cats. My dude Jake New from Waste Management with Pigpen. We put that shit out, and after that I started getting real focused on producing, man. I've been MCing super hard all the way through 30, and I was already good at making beats. The Bash Brothers project we put out in 2010, I started making beats for that in 2008. Like taking all over doing full projects is around that time. And come 2012, 2013, I just got super focused on the beat aspect and went full-fledged into producing for a couple years, and just only did a couple tracks here and there. And I had to up my game, man. I had to take that shit to the next level, and for me, that's what's really got me there. Is that shit got me hooked up with my dude Pat, my man Pat 313, Pat Deegan. Once he joined in, man, and he put me on a different scale to be looked at, had seen what I could do, and that got me basically got my little deal with getting my first beat tape out, my second beat tape out. I've got this beat tape, the Snake Pit. We're trying to drop that in May. I say no more dates on the other ones because I want to be realistic.
I appreciate it.
My dude, Bang Belushi. Where's Bango? We're gonna try to drop that. My man Jay Classic. I'm gonna be trying to drop that. I got this compilation I'm putting together. I'm gonna be trying to drop that. Those are the next four. I don't want to say the order, but I think that was the correct order or what it's gonna be. That's all good, man. And obviously, Gordy's next shit. I'm not gonna talk about that until the time's right, but I'll be all over that too.
Top secret.
Yeah, top secret shit. And bizarre shit too. I'll be all over everything they're doing.
One question I thought to ask you was, I mean, what do you consider yourself more, MC or producer?
MC. Just because even when I sit down and I make a beat, I make beats for MCs. Like I hear it, I'll start MCing to the track. I'm not some dude that just tries to rap and make beats. I feel like I'm a legitimate MC. So when I'm hearing tracks and pullouts and shit, I imagine the way they sound with somebody going over it. And I know the dudes I fuck with, I know their style's good enough to imagine the way they're gonna rap over it. So in my head, I can kind of project how they're gonna sound. At least in my opinion, I can. And I'm usually pretty good about it. The 5 or 6 cats I fuck with heavy, it's not like, here, I'm gonna send you guys some beats. It's usually, yo, I got that next one, and I send it over. And 95 out of 100 times, it's, yup, that's the next one. I know how to fuck with them. Once I sit down with somebody, it's different. I can figure them out. All I gotta do is I just need that time to do a couple joints to figure that. You know what I mean? To get that correct. To figure out their tempo, my sound, the style of samples, the style of drums, the whole thing. I'll break the whole motherfucker down perfectly to a T on how I'm gonna produce them. Gordy hits me up and goes, yo, what are you doing today? Super early in the morning because he fucking wakes up with his butt crack of dawn somehow every day of his life. And says, what are you doing today? I said, no clue. He said, Bizarre's in town. You want to do some recording? We want to do some tracks? We're coming through. Oh yeah, you are. Come on by. So they get here and we sit down, we start going through beats and shit. And Bizarre picked up on the fact I got my own sound. And he fucked with it. Gordy already fucked with me. He picked up on the fact I got a specific sound. And came up with the idea, we should do a project together. And they came up with the idea for doing a song called Last American Rock Stars right on the spot. That's why they've got that song. And then it sparked the idea. I think Bizarre came up with the idea for the track. And Gordy seen the vision and was like, that's the group, man. Lars. So if you listen to the mixtape, like Celebrity, there's a couple other joints we were gonna use. We were originally gonna go with like the feel of like 80s rock star joints. That was when it was just us three. They went to a bigger scale, and good for them, man. They got fucking signed. And they built that shit in my basement, so I'm proud of them dudes. You know what I mean? One day just kicking it down here, they went from the Davidians to Lars. They seen a new vision, and they did a great job. The mixtape was what we originally were doing at first. What was gonna just be us three. That's why we separated it. The sound's different. If you listen to the mixtape compared to the album, it's different. It's way different. Because that was the sound we were originally going for. So they came up with the idea to separate that bitch, and they named it after me, called the Foulworld, because that's what we were going for. The album, I mean, I gotta give it up to Zari. He did a great job of producing the project. Like, he's real particular about his beats. I mean, like, real particular, man. Sometimes I think he's gonna go for this one. Send it to him, nope, not even close. That ain't the one. So the job he did producing them, he did an outstanding job with that shit. So I still landed a couple joints on the album. I got the joint with Twisted. So, you know, I'm foremost my dad. My dad was he was a lead guitar player for a band called Frigid Pink in the 70s. They had a hit. They had a remake of House of Rising Sun. They did, don't quote me, 6 times platinum. I'm pretty sure that's correct. They did big numbers, man. My dad, he had a rock star lifestyle there for a good while, you know. They did big shit. So for me, I grew up, I got pictures from being a kid, like my dad had this big ass fucking amp, this big old orange amp. If I remember right, that orange amp was actually, my dad let, who was it? He let somebody big use his amp, and something happened where they had to leave for tour. So he bought my dad one and sent that bitch back to Lincoln Park or wherever the fuck they lived in the 70s. But he always had that bitch upstairs and was always playing at all times. Growing up, I always had big ass headphones plugged in because they didn't want, because the music was so loud, and they would just play right upstairs in our living room. They didn't give a fuck. That's, you know, my dad was a musician. That's how he lived. He lived like a musician. And they would just plug me in, put me in headphones, and stick me on a swing. So they had me on this fucking bullshit swing, tore apart till I was 4. Because that was the best way to keep me in there, because I would just go plug in the headphones. I wouldn't say shit. I was just in there. No more bad kid, just hanging out in that big shift swing. Yeah, my dad, that's absolutely, first and foremost, that's my biggest inspiration. Because when I was in like 3rd grade, well, people don't even believe this shit. Like, I started getting tapes. I got Naughty by Nature's first tape, and I got Public Enemy. Public Enemy is the one that had to Get the Fuck Out of Dodge. Whatever, I can't get it out right now. But those were the first 2 tapes I had got. And I was in, it was Christmas, 3rd grade. My dad would like tell my mom, let him listen to whatever he wants. Because my dad didn't want to be against me being creative about music in any way whatsoever. So at that age, I could listen to anything I wanted. I got introduced to Esham when I was 7 or 8. And to me, that was mind-boggling. I was an 8-year-old. I was still scared of scary movies. He kind of was one. It was intriguing, you know what I mean? Growing up, that was my favorite rapper. Without a doubt, was Esham. People I would say are my biggest inspirations rap-wise. Bigger artists. Him. Chino XL. My all-time favorite rapper is Lord Have Mercy. I'm actually trying to land a track with him right now. I'm trying real hard to make it happen. I really want a song with these guys before I die. Busta Rhymes. Flip Mode Squad, that was my squad, man. That, like, everybody loved Wu-Tang. I love Wu-Tang, don't get me wrong. But my favorite shit was Flip Mode. That was like, crew-wise, I always felt like they had the right idea. It was funny and hard. That's what I always wanted to go for. To me, that was it. That was my shit. Around the state. Like, if I fuck with somebody, I really want to. The Detroit Cats is a different sound. I prefer to keep fucking with Detroit Cats. Which is nothing against anybody from any other place. You know what I mean? We originally hooked up in like 2014, but he wasn't fucking with me, so we didn't get nothing done. And then he came back through, and we nailed right off the rip. We found the first beat, and we knew exactly where we were going.
When I first came over, his beats were like horrible.
These guys, my beats were fire. Jimbo would love to say that.
So like, months later,
He's not a
I
cool
came
person.
back, his beats were incredible, and I was like, yeah, fuck with you now.
Yeah, I went back to those same beats he passed on that he originally picked out, and he's like, what are these? I said, those beats you said that sucked. He's like, alright, they're not that bad.
Thought about it like, hold on.
I want to give a shout out to me, just me, nobody else. I've been working my ass off making this music. No, I'm just kidding, man. Man, everybody I fuck with, man, I got like a crew of like 7 people. If you fuck with me, you know who they are. I shout them out, man. Anybody else is cool. I ain't got no shout outs for nobody. Fuck everybody, actually, fuck them. I'm taking this in a different direction. Fuck them forever. Forever.
Why?
Forever. Forever!
If you've enjoyed this video from RoX-TV, make sure you follow RoX-TV on Facebook and YouTube. If it's underground, we're there.